Alright guys, so I was able to mount and tack weld on the bearing carriers on the back of the frame. I just did this off camera because it was a little bit funny keeping everything balanced. But anyway, I got a few tacks on here, and then I laid out the rear axle as it would be when it's ready to run. And it actually fits pretty good. It rolls really nice, and everything is nice and square. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish running welds down these carriers just to make sure those are nice and secure. And then yeah, the axle is going to be officially mounted on Drift Trike. And to be honest, I think it looks pretty rad. It's a super wide axle. In hindsight, I kind of wish I would have went for the shorter axle, the 36-inch. Everything else, it's pretty awesome. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the welds, and axle's mounted. All right guys, so I've watched quite a few other YouTubers who have built these trikes, and to get their drift sleeves on, they've done a lot of different methods. Some have put soap and water on their tire and their sleeves and have tried to hammer them on. That seems to work. I think a lot of it depends on what tires you're using. These are some generic, I don't know, Sun F tires, okay? So the thing that I've noticed is these outside tread edges stand up really tall, and even with the air completely, with the valve stem core out, completely deflated, they still hold a lot of size, and they still maintain their shape. And it's nearly impossible to get those sleeves on just by soaping and hammering. Already tried that. So I have another method, which doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's actually a decent piece of kit. If you head on over to Harbor Freight, you can get this this little cheap air vacuum pump. This is $17 at your local Harbor Freight. And anyway, it kind of looks like this. And so this is what I put together. Really simple, actually. You will need a 1/4-inch adapter like this one, and then a 1/4-inch nipple fitting here. Plug all that in to the vacuum side with a little cheap piece of 1/4-inch hose and a hose clamp. Don't use like some cheesy rubber hose. It'll actually collapse when vacuum's being pulled. What you want to do is get something, this is like fuel line, so this is a little bit more rigidity, and it'll hold its shape under vacuum, because this will suck at 90 psi, which is not nothing. On the back side, you'll have to add a 1/4-inch typical air compressor chuck fitting, and then that'll get you nice. That'll get you onto your air compressor there. And as soon as you plug it in, the pump starts to work, draws a pretty nice vacuum, and it sucks these tires down fast. All right, so I'm gonna take you through it, but just to show you, I do have one done. All right, so pull the valve stem core out, hook up the vacuum pump, suck the tire down, and then you can get your sleeve to fit around it, and then just hammer the beans out of it using a dead blow hammer. Got one right here, just something like this, and you can hammer this thing on so that it's nice and centered on the tire. So I'm gonna go ahead, deflate this tire, and hammer the next sleeve on. I'm gonna try and start it up here. Put on a tractor seat. Got this for like $30 from Walmart. Tractor seat here. Put a small fuel tank on from a mini bike. This holds about 1 liter of fuel. It's got 101 race gas in it, thanks to Drift Stallion. So yeah, let's start this thing up and give it a rip. So that's going to do it for the Drift Trike series. I'm really happy how it turned out. Not so much about how some of the videos turned out. I learned a lot over the last couple of weeks of filming, and I realized I need to do a little bit better. I hope to take what I've learned and build upon it for the next project. I've already picked the project out, and I've actually already been working on it in the background. I've been filming a lot more of the fabrication and a lot more of the detail on how I put the project together. I know some of the detail was lacking, and the Drift Trike suddenly finished itself in a matter of a few seconds, as you saw in this episode. I'll do better for sure on the next build to show you more of how I put it together. But for now, LS swap the world, always wear your flip-flops, and here's a quick look at the next build.